Welcome to the 11th tape in the My Little Pony Mystery Series. What does this book mean? We hope you enjoy this tape, but please remember not to listen to it within 5 hours of bedtime, or otherwise you might have a nightmare. Houses strung with lights, glowing bright on frosty nights, with a wreath on every door. Drifting through the air is the laughter that we share with our dearest friends once more. And that's what I love about Christmas. Hard to believe that it's almost here. That's what I love about Christmas. Have a merry one this year. Twinkle does a twirl, and a favorite of girl will be dressed in red and green. Tinsel on the tree, every year we all agree it's the sweetest one we've seen. And that's what I love about Christmas. Hard to believe that it's almost here. That's what I love about Christmas. Have a very merry one this year. Father Thomas's sleigh will be heading our way. Down a river of stars he'll fly. Donner and Dancer and Dasher and Prancer, back you come to us through the skies. 1,000 bells ringing, what truly is singing, and it makes a dancing fun and right. The happiest face is the warmest embrace, and the feeling of joy inside. That's what I love about Christmas. Can you believe that it's almost here? That's what I love about Christmas. Have a merry one this year. Carols in the park, trees are twinkling in the dark, easy smiles and great good cheer. Memories all aglow, friends we met so long ago that we still hold near and dear. That's what I love about Christmas every year. My Little Pony Mystery number 11. What does this book mean? It was the 13th of December 2005. Exactly 3 years since Twinkle and Dodge, the two little guinea pigs who belonged to Truly and Lancer, two ponies who lived in Ponyland, and their twin brothers Sparkle and Splodge, who lived with their owner Desiree on Earth, had gone to live with their owners. Desiree had taken Sparkle and Splodge to see their twin brothers on this special anniversary, and they were now standing outside Paradise Estate in Dream Valley. Desiree was just about to go home, because it was now almost 9 p.m. "I'll come back and see you tomorrow then," Desiree said. "And we'll come too," Sparkle replied, "especially if you think there'll be any more of those celery tarts left." He looked at Twinkle. "Well, I'm not so sure there'll be any celery tarts left, Sparkle, because you did eat rather a lot tonight. And, I might want to eat some myself, Yes, don't be so greedy, Sparkle. But I've just got one more question for you, Dodge. Will there be any more of that cucumber cake left? asked Splodge. The other 3 guinea pigs, Desiree, and the 2 ponies all laughed. After Desiree had gone home, Dodge and his owner walked back into Paradise Estate, where Truly and her pet guinea pig Twinkle lived.
I do wish that every day was like this,
Dodge said sadly.
What do you, mean by that?
Twinkle asked.
Well, I just wish that every day could be this happy. I wish that the Black Pony of Darkness would go away. Well, he has gone away at the moment, you know, and so I don't, want to mention his name right now. Do you understand me? Yes or no? But do you or don't you? Yes, I suppose I understand you. What? The point is, I can never stop thinking about the Black Pony of Darkness until we know that he's gone away for good. I think that the key to the problem of the Black Pony of Darkness is that book that appeared in my owner's family's swimming pool, The History of Ponyland. Oh, don't be silly, Dodge. If the key to the mystery was that, then we would have found out by now, because, we simply would have read it in the book, you know? Unfortunately, in case you don't remember, Twinkle, when it fell into the swimming pool, a lot of the words were washed away, and I believe that it's some of those words that would have helped us. Oh, yes, of course I remember, but, I thought that if there had been anything important written in the book, we would have worked out what it was from those few words that were left. Can you two just stop arguing?
Truly said, turning down at the 2 guinea pigs.
We're not arguing, we're just trying to work out how to stop the Black Pony. You do that enough times, you know? Yes, Twinkle has got a point there. We're only trying to help. But I don't know how we can ever stop him. I was just saying about the History of Ponyland book. After all, we never worked out what that book meant. We'll have to have another look at it when we get home.
Yes, I agree with you there, Dodge. But we're not going home tonight, remember? We're staying in Paradise Estate.
Yes, I do remember. Twinkle, do you think that maybe I could share some of your celery tart? Only if, share some of your cucumber cake with me. Of course, Twinkle.
And the 2 guinea pigs trotted off towards Twinkle's hutch, which was nailed to the wall by Truly's bed.
Twinkle and Dodge are right, you know. I think that book has got something to do with working out how to get rid of the Black Pony. If only it wasn't in Paradise Land, we could have a look at it tonight.
Well, I'll have to make a copy of it sometime. And then you and Lofty can look at it when we're not around.
Yes, that would be a good idea. All of the ponies in Paradise Estate could help. Perhaps we ought to make another copy for the ponies in Ponyville. There's not many words to copy down. We, or the ponies in Ponyville, or maybe even on Butterfly Island, might be able to solve one of the mysteries. Or just leave us in peace to eat this cucumber cake.
Dodge moaned from Twinkle's hutch.
We'll see about making copies as soon as we get home tomorrow. Isn't that right, my dearest owner?
Lancer agreed, and so no more was said about the History of Ponyland book that night. Twinkle and Dodge settled down to sleep, as did their owners a few hours later. Christmas was coming soon, and the ponies hoped that all over Christmas the days would be as happy as they had been today. They hoped that the Black Pony of Darkness wouldn't come back. The ponies thought that even the Black Pony wouldn't be mean enough to come back just before Christmas. But the ponies were quite wrong when they thought that. Lancer and Dodge did look at the History of Ponyland book the following day, but of course they found no more information about the Black Pony of Darkness. After all, they had read the entire book before, at least what was left of it, and Dodge and his owner had made a lot of notes in a blue notebook. Anything which they had considered important was written down in there.
If only we could find another copy of this book. Of course, we don't know who gave it to us, but we thought that it was that pink pony who we saw in the Black Pony of Darkness's mirror that time. Do you remember, my dearest owner?
Dodge's owner nodded his head.
Well, if only that pink pony would send us another copy of this book, maybe as a Christmas present, then perhaps this time it wouldn't fall in the swimming pool, and all of our mysteries would be solved. Well, I have to, agree with you there, Dodge, you know?
Said a familiar voice as Twinkle and his owner came walking into the room.
Well, from what we've heard outside, I guess that you didn't find anything out from that book. You said that you were going to have another look at it today, and so Julie and I thought that, we'd come here and see if you found any more information. But obviously the answer is no, and that was before we'd even got in here that I've discovered that. So, I've lost all hope. Well, I'm afraid, Twinkle, that is the case. There is nothing to be found in this book. We've seen it all before. If only those words hadn't washed up in the swimming pool.
Dodge peered sadly out of his owner's bedroom window at the swimming pool where the book had landed, and then looked back at the book. The pages of the book were all crumpled up and yellow where it had once been wet.
Well, maybe we should send a message to that CLM character, the one who's always trying to help us,
Truly suggested.
We thought that it was him who'd written this book, so if we sent a message to him, perhaps he would give us another copy as a Christmas present. There's not a chance of that, Truly,
Twinkle answered his owner.
Don't you remember? When we saw him in that mirror, Desiree, after the Black Pony had, gone out of the room, Desiree went and spoke to him. He helped us that one time to get out of, the Black Pony's castle, but he said he could never, help us ever again. So I don't know what we're gonna do.
Unfortunately, Twinkle's right there. That pink pony did say that to Desiree. So I don't know what we can do.
Neither do I.
Dodge replied.
Maybe we should go and ask Desiree for help. Well, not at this time of night, Dodge,
Truly said, looking up at the clock.
It's almost 8:30. I know. We've spent the entire day looking at this book, but there's not one word we haven't seen before and written important notes about. I think I'll go back to my hutch and eat some cucumber cake. Oh, Twinkle, are you staying here tonight? Yes, if you don't mind. After all, it is getting rather, late to, get back to Paradise Estate. And so, I was just wondering, could I maybe,
Twinkle coughed.
Maybe come and stay in your hutch, Dodge? Of course, Twinkle. There's plenty of room. And then, maybe before you go back home, Truly, tomorrow we could all go and see Desiree.
The two ponies agreed that this was a good idea. Maybe Desiree, if she looked at the History of Ponyland book, would be able to find something important which the ponies and guinea pigs had missed. The ponies didn't have a chance to go and see Desiree the following day, though, because Lancer and Dodge received an interesting letter on the morning of the 15th of December. It was an invitation from their friend Pinkie Pie, who lived in Ponyville. It said that she had been chosen to be the Christmas party's host this year, and she had invited them to the Here Comes Christmas candy cane ceremony, which would take place the following day. All of the ponies in Ponyland had forgotten about the Here Comes Christmas candy cane ceremony, which took place every year in Ponyville. The ponies would reveal their specially designed candy cane, which was stand on top of the tallest tree in Ponyville. But all of the ponies in Ponyland realized that they would have to take Christmas presents to the ceremony, and it took them all year to get the perfect gifts for their pony friends in Ponyville, which meant that nobody had a chance to go to see Desiree on the 15th of December. They would have to go and see her tomorrow, though, because Pinkie Pie had asked Dodge and Lancer to contact their friend on Earth and ask her if she would also like to come to the ceremony. So Truly, Twinkle, Lancer and Dodge decided that they would go down in the morning before going to Ponyville. Of course, they didn't know that everything was going to go very wrong. Desiree had remembered about the Here Comes Christmas candy cane ceremony and had prepared lots of food for the party. She desperately hoped that she would be invited. So when Truly, Lancer, Twinkle and Dodge came to her back door, she was really pleased. And Jackie Alder, Sparkle and Splodge came with her and her pony friends up the rainbow. The rainbow which led them directly to Ponyville. They arrived just in time, just as the Here Comes Christmas candy cane was about to be brought to the tree.
Where is the candy cane? Is it made of cucumber cake? Well, I rather hoped it would be made out of celery tots. Oh, look! Here it comes! But it's pink! It's pink! And I don't think the pink is cucumber. Not celery! Oh, just be quiet and let's see it!
It's the best! And the very brightest! Where is it? I can't see it. Oh, hey, can I climb on your shoulders? Oh, is that it? Oh, is it here yet?
I don't know why you're so bothered. It's not made out of cucumber.
Sorry. Sorry. Was that your fault?
Well, not everybody's looking for cucumber, Dodge.
I thought that was you. Hey, nice socks. Thanks. They're one of my favorites. Of course, I do love my green socks the best.
Oh, I just get on with it and then we can go home and eat some cucumber. There'll be plenty of cucumber at the celebration afterwards. Be quiet, Dodge.
Oh, well, I had to, of course, but I gave one away for a very special reason. And to make it extra special this year, I have asked one of our new friends to place it on top of the tree.
Beautiful. Just look at it.
Consider it done. It's a beauty, all right. And a perfect fit.
Oh, doesn't that yellow glow remind you of cucumber?
Merry Christmas, everybody. Santa will be Ponyville for sure.
Exclaimed Minty. But she was quite wrong there, because somebody else was watching the ceremony through a telescope somewhere in Nightmare Land. Later, the ponies were having a Christmas party in Celebration Castle. Dodge and Twinkle, plus their brothers Sparkle and Splodge, had got lots of cucumber cake and celery tarts. Desiree and the ponies from Ponyville, plus some of the ponies from Butterfly Island, were standing up on a stage and singing a well-known Ponyville Christmas song. Meanwhile, Truly, Lancer and Lofty were trying to find out what all of the Ponyville ponies and Butterfly Island ponies wanted for Christmas, so that they could get them the perfect gifts. They'd already asked Kiwi Tart, who said she'd like a brand new pair of mittens. Pinkie Pie said that she would like a teddy bear that talked, so that she could give it to her best friend, Baby Pink Sunsparkle. Shoalbell wanted a little kitten, so that she had a pet like her friend, Golden Delicious. But there were still a few ponies to be asked what they wanted. Truly, Lancer and Lofty walked over to two ponies who were sitting in the corner, with a pile of socks between them. One pony they recognised as Minty, but the other pony none of them had ever met before. She was blue with pink hair, and her symbol was a bunch of purple grapes.
We're trying to find out what everybody wants for Christmas.
Lofty said to the two ponies.
What gift do you two want? New socks.
Minty replied.
We collect socks. I didn't find out until today that Summerberry also collected socks. I thought I was the only My Little Pony to collect socks, but it turns out that there is another pony on Butterfly Island who collects them. We've just been discussing what socks we would most like to have in our collections. Well, I've never seen the rare blue variety with the white spots on.
Summerberry said.
That's what I really love for Christmas. I would love to have the blue socks that have a pink edge to the top of them and a pink heel. They have fluffy white spots all over them. Well, I would really like to have a green and pink sock that would match the Here Comes Christmas candy cane this year. The Pinky Mint one. You can get a Pinky Mint sock, and I would love to have it for my collection. Obviously, because, look, the second half of the name of the sock is a shortened version of my own name, Mint. It's a shortened version of Minty, isn't it? Yes, I guess it is. If that's the sort of thing you like, well, then we'll have a look for this rare green and pink sock.
Truly promised.
Yes, of course we will. And that blue sock with the white spots on.
Twinkle agreed.
Is there a special name for that sock? No, not that I know of. Actually, I don't know much about those socks because they are so rare. I've never seen one. I've only seen photographs of them. Right. Well then, we shall try to get you these socks.
Dodge said, who had followed the My Little Ponies, Truly, Lancer and Lofty, when Twinkle had followed them, and so was no longer eating cucumber cakes and celery tarts.
But why would you want socks?
Because we love socks, Summerberry continued as the music stopped playing. The two ponies ran up onto the stage and asked if they could sing their own song. Banjo Blue, Piccolo, and some other ponies who were playing the music agreed that Summerberry and Minty could have the chance to sing a song about their collection.
They can be plain or fancy. They can be short or long. The simple white kind, the blue by night kind. With socks you can't go wrong. And I think they're good as candy canes. A big balloon or blocks. They always come in handy. On nothing says Christmas like a pair of socks. You're nosy, a little bit rosy. Socks will make you feel awfully cozy. Who doesn't love to wear them? No one at all but you. The stripy red kind, the words of that kind. It's nice to have a deal.
Kiwi Top would like new mittens, and Pinky would like a teddy bear that talks. Shawbells welcome to her kittens, because for us nothing says Christmas. Merry, Merry Christmas!
Nothing says Christmas like a pair of socks.
Once Truly, Lancer and Lofty, Twinkle, Dodge, Sparkle, Splodge, Desiree and Jackie had spoken to all of the Ponyville and Butterfly Island residents and asked them what they would like for Christmas, they went home, agreeing that they would come back with the ponies' Christmas presents in a few days' time. What they didn't know is that they would be back in Ponyville sooner than they thought. The Black Pony and his helpers were having their own Christmas party in Nightmare Castle on Monday the 19th of December. They were now discussing where they would all be over Christmas. The Black Ponies had already agreed that they would spend Christmas Day and Boxing Day in Nightmare Castle together, but the helpers would be down on Earth with their families. Helper number 31 was telling helper number 32, whose initials were EG, though she liked to use JS as her initials, how she, helper number 31, would be spending Christmas with her husband, her 2 children, and her 5 brothers and sisters, and their children. All of the helpers kept diaries, and helper number 5 was writing the entry into his diary now. As he wrote the sinister entry into his nasty diary, he wrote all of his M's to look like U's standing on stilts. Meanwhile, the lines of capital J's and T's didn't join up. All of the helpers listened to awful music and ate horrible food for the rest of the evening. Most of the Black Ponies did as well, which is why they didn't notice that the Black Pony of Darkness had gone upstairs. So they didn't think to wonder what he was looking at through his telescope, which was pointing in the direction of Ponyville. The Black Pony was actually looking at the Here Comes Christmas candy cane on top of the tallest tree in Ponyville. If I could get hold of the candy cane, the black pony said to himself. Then I could ruin Christmas for everybody. He laughed to himself and went back down the stairs to the party. It was 9:30 p.m. when the ponies who lived in Ponyville heard the loud crash outside Celebration Castle. They all dashed out of their homes and raced up towards the clearing where the big Christmas tree had stood, or rather, had been standing. Meanwhile, in Paradise Estate, Twinkle was just eating a celery tart when he also heard a loud crash just outside his hutch.
Oh, it is like so annoying when that sort of thing happens. I was just enjoying this celery tart and then I heard this awful noise outside my hutch. You know? Oh, truly, why do you have to keep, doing that all the time, you know? Why can't you just, let me enjoy one celery tart in peace?
It was me, Twinkle, honestly. This book has just come through the window and landed on my bed. But I don't know who threw it, because I certainly didn't, because I was inside. Twinkle peered out of his hutch and saw that, sure enough, a huge book lay on Truly's bed. It looked familiar somehow. Twinkle was sure he'd seen a book exactly the same as this one just a few days earlier. Then he realized what it was.
It's like another copy of the History of Ponyland, you know? You know, that book that Lancer and Dodge have got in Paradise Land. The one they found in the swimming pool, all, ruined. And, yeah, of course, you said that you wanted another one for, Christmas. Perhaps that, CLM character has, given it to us as a Christmas present. After all, it is the 20th of December, and it will soon be Christmas. I would have prepared, a celery tart, but you wanted the History of Ponyland book, so perhaps he's made your Christmas wish, come true. You know?
Unfortunately, it seems like this book has been damaged as well. Not all the words are in here either. It's not the same copy. There are more words in here than there were in Lance's copy, but this one's not much better.
Oh, and I was just starting to hope that maybe we could solve some of our mysteries, you know?
I think we might still do that, Twinkle, but not as many as I would have hoped.
What's all this about, Truly?
Lofty asked, coming into the room. Truly explained.
Well, it's better to have some words from the book than to have no more at all. Yeah, but it would have been better to have, a better copy, wouldn't it?
Twinkle said. We'll take this over to Paradise Land tomorrow afternoon and show it to Lancer and Dodge. Maybe they'll be able to solve some of our mysteries by using the extra words that are in this copy of the History of Ponyland. Unfortunately, though, they probably wouldn't be seeing Lancer and Dodge the following day, because they would be somewhere else. They would be in Ponyville, helping the ponies who lived there. The Ponyville ponies arrived in the clearing where the tallest tree in Ponyville had stood. They looked around in dismay and gasped to see that the tree was now laying across the ground, and the Here Comes Christmas candy cane was nowhere to be seen. shouted Pinkie Pie.
It's not in the snow.
I was just hanging the tinsel around my window when I heard the tree falling down. So I looked up and I saw what really happened.
Oh dear. Was it something bad, darling? Asked Rainbow Dash.
Yes, unfortunately, I think it was,
replied Pinkie Pie.
A storm cloud came along, and 2 lightning bolts shot out of it and knocked the tree down. And I saw the Here Comes Christmas candy cane get sucked up inside it, and then the storm cloud drifted away. I think it came from Nightmare Land.
The ponies looked around in horror and realized that this would probably not be a very good Christmas for them at all. Sure enough, the ponies from Ponyland had spent all of the 21st of December 2005 in Ponyville. They had looked everywhere to see if the black pony had hidden Here Comes Christmas candy cane anywhere at all, or if he had taken it back to Nightmare Land. It now appeared that he had, since the candy cane was nowhere to be found. If you're wondering how the ponies who lived in Ponyland knew that the Ponyville ponies were in trouble, it was because their friend Pinkie Pie had been to visit all of them in her hot air balloon. She had told them what had happened, and all of the ponies had agreed to come straight away. Having searched all day, they slept in Ponyville that night, and continued to search the following day, on the 22nd of December. The ponies had all split into groups, and so it was just a coincidence that 2 groups ran into each other. A group from Dream Valley and a group from Paradise Land, which meant that Truly Lancelofty and Twinkle and Dodge, the 2 guinea pigs, were finally together long enough for Truly to tell Lancer about the History of Ponyland book.
Oh, I do wish you'd brought it with you, Truly,
Dodge said.
Then maybe there would be an answer in there about where the Here Comes Christmas candy cane might be. And so then maybe I could get home for some cucumber cake.
Well, as a matter of fact, Dodge, we did bring the book with us. So maybe when we get back to Celebration Castle, you 2 would like to come and have a look at it.
That's like, a splendid idea, I think,
Twinkle said. Dodge looked up at his owner, and his owner nodded in reply.
That sounds like a splendid idea to me too, Twinkle,
he replied. So when they got back to Celebration Castle, Truly and Twinkle got the book out of Truly's bag and showed Lancer and Dodge how this copy was also damaged. It looks to me like some of the pages are missing, Truly said. None of the words have been damaged as such, but it makes no sense. If you look at the last word on one page and then at the first word on the other, normally they won't match up. Lancer and Dodge quickly looked through the book. No, that's not a problem, Truly. At least, I don't think it is. It seems to me that, well, I think the pages are ever so thin and stuck together.
Oh dear,
Dodge said.
So we still won't find out the answers to our mysteries. I was so hoping that this time we might.
Well, I was as well,
Twinkle said sadly. Well, we are able to see one page where the words had been half washed away on the last copy, Lancer said.
And what page is that?
Dodge asked, looking up at his owner. The page that we have read in the last book, the one about who all of the helpers are. What the ponies didn't know was that this was an up-to-date edition of the History of Ponyland. The author, CLM, had added in more information about the helpers than had been written in the previous History of Ponyland book, which they had discovered when Dodge was swimming in his family's swimming pool. Just then, Desiree also came walking up. "What's going on here?" Desiree asked. "Everybody seems to be so upset." Truly Lancer, Lofty, Twinkle and Dodge quickly told her about everything that had happened. "Well, that's terrible," Desiree said.
Well, would one of you like to look at this page of this book that isn't stuck together, and then we can look and see if we can find out anything else about the Black Ponies and their helpers, of course. How far could we, read up to before, you know?"
asked Twinkle. "We could read up to helper number 4, Susan Dewberry, but then all of the words were washed away, except for the fact that it said that the last 3 helpers, at least the ones that CLM knew about, he didn't have much information on. It said that in the book, but now there are 60 helpers listed, except that the next page is glued together, and this page only goes up to helper number 44. By now, some of the Ponyville ponies had gathered around as well, and so they decided to read out the information about one of the helpers each. The Black Pony of Darkness's helper, Mary Cluckton, was a 10-year-old My Little Pony collector, Desiree read, who lived in Northfields. She had collected My Little Ponies since the age of 3, and so the ponies thought that they could trust her. The Black Pony of Lightning's helper, Eleanor Glastonbury, Sparkle read, Sparkle and Splodge had come up the rainbow with Desiree, had collected My Little Ponies for 2 years and was 4 years old. Although she was younger than Desiree, she had over 100 ponies in her collection, and because of this the ponies thought that she would help them. Unlike Desiree, who only had around 16 My Little Ponies. Ashley Vermilio was 15 years old. She helps the Black Pony of Nightmares. She had collected My Little Ponies since she was 3. The ponies thought that she would help them, but when they saw her, with her face covered in makeup, and she looked like she didn't care about ponies one bit, they realised they were mistaken. The Black Pony of Gloom's helper, Susan Dewberry, was 16 and had collected My Little Ponies, since she was 3. The ponies thought that she would help them as well, but when they realised that she was just a woman who walked around telling everybody lies, getting their hopes up and then disappointing them, when she told them that it had all been a lie, together with her younger sister, they realised that they were sadly mistaken. If the ponies couldn't contact Desiree because they wanted to not upset her at her age, and maybe stop her from owning the future rescue home, they would at least find somebody in her family. So they got her grandmother's brother to help them, the Black Pony of Hatred's helper, John Dunnington. "So he is a Black Pony's helper," Desiree interrupted. "I always thought that he was. He's always being rude about my My Little Pony collection. He's an absolutely horrible man." "May I continue?" Dodge asked her. Desiree fell silent. "He was 65 and, unlike Desiree, was not kind to My Little Ponies at all." "I know that," Desiree muttered. "In fact, he criticized them the entire time, complaining that their looks weren't good enough, even though he himself was not particularly good looking." "That's exactly right," Desiree muttered to herself once more. Mary Cluckton suggested that they called upon Ronnie Leach, the Black Pony of Curse's helper, who lived just a little way away from her. But once he came up the rainbow, they realized that once again they'd made a big mistake. He was totally useless, and could not seem to do a single thing right. And somebody like that was not going to defeat the Black Pony of Darkness. Rob Woolley was a 26-year-old man who wrote articles for collectors magazines about collectibles, obviously. He had recently written an article on the internet about plastic My Little Ponies and how much they were worth. The ponies thought that perhaps he would have such an interest in them that he would help them, but they were very wrong there. He went on to become the Black Pony of Thunder's helper, All he was interested in was money, and I know of a scheme where he got plenty of that. See the next chapter for more details. Wish we could. To find out more about what was written in the book, please turn over to side B of What Does This Book Mean? Number 11 in the My Little Pony Mystery Series.